What's good, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Yo, It's the Kicks. We got a dope episode today. Got my man, You Never Know. So he's making another appearance. We're gonna talk about his latest project, Playground Legend, and also a lot of other dope stuff as well in this episode. So excited to be back with you all. It's gonna be a dope episode today. So yeah, so let me bring You Never Know. I'm gonna bring him back right now. So all right. And I know we live right now on Instagram as well. Hope everyone is doing good right now. So excited to be back with you all. All right. You never know. What's
Yo,
good?
yo, what up, man? How you
What
feel?
up? Man, I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good, bro. How about you, man?
I'm good, man. It's good to see you, yo.
Yeah, likewise, that likewise, dog. Back once
I was,
again, man.
yeah, I was like, yo, it was important to have this conversation with you. You know what I mean? You always been supportive since
Yeah,
day one,
man.
man. So
Thank
it
you,
was
thank you,
important for
thank
me
you,
to just
man.
tap in with you, man, and keep you up to date with what's going on, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you, bro. Thank you, man. Always, man. Likewise, bro. The energy, man, is pure dog. Thank you, man, for reaching out once again. You never know, man. And man, you got a lot to be happy about, bro. Like you got a lot of dope motion going on, man. Really since the past 2 years, man. You know, you was on Top Shelf recently, man, which
Yes,
was
sir. Yes,
crazy.
sir.
Which was crazy,
Yeah, man.
dog. So
Yo,
I mean,
yeah.
like man, being played on Shade 4 or 5 and doing shows and all type of other great looks, man. So talk about just that, man. How that feel, man? Because man, that's a blessing right there, dog.
Man, yo, with the whole top shelf situation, man. Shout out to Mark, man. He's always
Yeah.
been like supportive and like kind of understanding like my vision and the way I put out music and just my music period, yo. He's always been supportive, man. Ever since we
Hmm.
did the he invited me out to the Cypher in Philadelphia. I believe this was like maybe like 2 years ago. It was an off top
Yep.
freestyle cypher. He just
Hmm.
invited me. I was like, oh, word, like, oh, okay, D tapped in, man. So
Hmm.
then, as the years went on by, man, I just continued to, sent them work, sent them projects, whatever. And then it was a supply demand show. I got invited to that. I think
Hmm.
that was 2 summers ago. I did
Yeah.
that, and then he finally hit me up, was like, yo, man, you trying to be on this final season of Top Shelf, season 9? I was like, absolutely, man. Like,
Yeah.
and I look at that as, for anybody that's on the underground circuit, like
Yes.
that's like the Super Bowl of underground hip hop. You know what I
That's
mean? You
real.
got
Yeah.
you got like you got the sway in the mornings, you got the stats
Hmm.
and show offs, and then boom, you got top shelf premium. And that was just a blessing to just be even asked to be a part of that. And I'm
That's
I'm
true.
definitely honored, man. It's still surreal. People still showing love off the
Yeah.
freestyle. And I ain't gonna lie, man, like when that freestyle dropped, I was like I kind of got in my head a little bit, like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, is this gonna, because that's the pinnacle. I was like, okay, this
Yeah,
is
it
gonna
is.
show if my pen, if people respect my pen, man. And then once people started like gravitating to it, and little write-ups here and there, and people just started hitting me up, was like, yo, you get busy, man. And yeah, it was just a
Yeah.
blessing, bro. It was just a blessing. It's still surreal right now, man.
Yeah, man, that's dope, man. I mean, I love to hear that because, like you mentioned, that is the pinnacle, right? Especially, man,
Yeah,
when it comes to the underground independent artists, man. So many dope artists that got their, platform from there, or after they was on Top Shelf, they hit the ground running. They did an album with
yeah,
Peter Rosenberg. You know what I'm saying, from
yeah.
Hot 97. So when you think about that, man, you think about all the artists that's been on that platform, man, and so many dope artists. I mean, yeah, I love it, man. I think they did like what 9 seasons,
Yeah,
nine
and
seasons
it was
as
just
overall.
crazy. Yeah, yo, and it was just crazy because I grew up, not grew up, but I always was watching Top Shelf. Like I was
Yeah,
always watching Top Shelf. So
me
all the
too.
heads from like Sky Zoo to Nicholas
Yeah.
Seth to Mutant Academy, like all these cats. I'm like, okay, it was just always a passion of mine to be on that platform.
Hmm.
And, for Mark to give me that opportunity, man, I definitely appreciate it. I had to. I wrote specifically for that joint.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like that's going like when you hear that, when people hear that, that's the only verse I did that specifically for Top Shelf, man.
Yeah.
And And you know what's crazy, yo? It's like I feel like I'm not done, yo. Like I'm still trying to
Yeah.
get on platforms like Sway in the Morning, uh
Hmm.
Stack Selector, Show Off Radio. Like, yeah, I feel like that was okay, that was me giving people a piece of me, like, yo, I get really busy with this pen, but I
Hmm.
still need I don't know, I'm still hungry and I still want cats
Yeah.
to know that, yo, I'm nice, man. So
Nice with it. Yeah, for sure.
yeah,
For sure, dog. And I think, man, when you mentioned that, bro, like I feel like a lot of goals that you done set, you been hitting them. You know what I'm saying? Like hitting them. So like I feel like after this, it's gonna be
yeah.
sway. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be
Yeah,
bars out
it's like, and I
nonstop.
always, yeah, I
Yeah.
always tell myself like self affirmations. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Just putting out, and I'm a firm believer of just putting it out in the universe. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like I used to get so caught up, back then, like a couple years back, like wondering like why I ain't get hurt yet or this that and the third. But
Hmm.
I realized as I'm getting older, excuse me, just put the music out, just put the work in, stay in your lane, and
Yep.
somebody's going to gravitate to it, yo. Like, cause everybody's ears is different. People are just going to gravitate to it, yo. Especially with
Yep.
like the repetitiveness of what's going on in this boom bap renaissance show. I know clearly
It
that
is.
I'm definitely different, and I don't rhyme like everybody else. Like, I know that for a fact, yo. So
Hmm.
it's not going to catch on, man.
Yeah, for sure, man. And I think one thing I always love about you is the work ethic. And you take your time on your projects, and I feel like it's a theme around it, right? Revolve
Yeah,
around basketball and sports. So I love that, man. Starting with your first project, Ghost of Lynn Bias, and with this one, Playground Legend, man, which is fully produced by Ray Robinson, man. Shout out to Ray Robinson. The beast is crazy, man. So talk
yeah.
about just the inspiration and the creation with this project.
Yo, so shout out to Ray Robinson, dope
Yeah.
producer from New York, yo. He's kind of like a very mythical guy. He's kind of very private, you know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
he ain't really out on like social media like that, man. But we I heard about him. He was working with Raz Frasco, and
Mm.
once I heard his joints, I was just like, yo, I just reached out and like, yo, let's let's see what we could come up with. He heard my music, like what
Yeah.
I was doing, and he sent me a nice batch of beats, man. But at the time, man, I was so caught up with like other projects, man. Like
Yeah.
I was working on Concords, I was working on a joint, like a couple joints with Man He and Ilya Roswell, yo. So I was still writing, but I didn't get to that. So when I
Okay.
finally got to it, I put all my focus onto this project, yo. And the important thing of what I wanted to capture with this record was like Playground Legend. I wanted to capture a moment of with the N1 mixtapes, man. Like
Yeah.
just that era of like waiting in line, you get an accessory from Foot Action, where it was an and one
Hmm.
product, and then you got a free VHS tape, man. Like, and
Yeah.
those
Facts.
tapes had me in the chokehold. And I did an interview a couple months back, and I told them that like the and one mixtape, that's how I fell in love low key with hip hop. Was from
Yeah.
that music from the and one mixtapes.
Man.
So it was important for me to actually capture this moment. I just wanted the listener to feel like if you was brought up in that time, I wanted the listener to capture that feeling of like watching I am one mixtape with dope
Facts.
hip hop in the background, yo. And peace to shout out to Theravada, man. He's real
Yo.
big on the and one mixtape and like the
Yes.
street ball is, man. So shout out to him. I was actually trying to reach out to him that see if he could do like a drop or a shout out on the project, yo. So, but shouts to him though, man.
Yeah, man. You know what? I just that you mentioned, man. He actually produced a good chunk of Earl Sweatshirt latest album,
Yeah,
man,
yes,
which was
yeah,
crazy,
incredible, incredible, and
crazy,
that's what I'm
incredible.
talking about. Like seeing cats like him,
Hmm.
he's a top shelf alumni. You know what
It
I'm saying?
is.
So seeing cats like him, kind of his career and watching it in real time and
Yep.
teleport from catapult to him working with Earl Sweatshirt, him working with Evidence, and then dropping this project. So it's all about steamrolling and momentum, man. So I'm happy for dude, man.
Yeah,
Shout out
man.
to him.
Shout out to
Word.
him, man, for real, man.
Yeah.
So, and speaking of Ray Robinson, right? The production, man, and the chemistry was really great, man. I love it, man. I love his sound. Like he got the drums, he got the
Yeah.
soulful. like I love it, man. Like he's really that was my first time hearing his music on this project, like far as his production, man. I know you mentioned like how did like far as the beginning how y'all connected, but talk more about the chemistry, man, about the production, because I feel like you never know. You got a great ear for beats, bro. Like discuss like the cohesiveness behind this project and what made you want to choose those type of beats.
Um, Usually like my whole process, man, is like when producers send me beats, man, it's really rare that I like turn joints down or something is
Hmm.
not sitting with me, or I feel like that I'm not going to be in that pocket. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when he sent me the batch, there was probably like he sent me like 16 beats, and there was probably like four out of them that I really wasn't feeling. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
that says a lot, yo. And before he sent me them beats, every producer I work with, I tell them, what I'm looking for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Soulful samples, chops, loops, whatever, certain BPMs. Like, but with this project, I felt like he kind of challenged me because there were certain beats and certain pockets that I never even touched on from
Yeah.
past projects I've done.
Hmm.
For instance, when I did the record called Nip Tuck, man. Like
Yeah.
that beat, like when I remember like writing that record, I was so frustrated at
Mm.
like writing that joint because I felt like I was like not in my pocket, man. But
Yeah.
I stuck with it because the topic I really wanted to touch on, that topic, man. I was like, yo,
Yeah.
this gotta work, man.
Gotta work.
But that was one of the records that was like the most challenging, but everything
Yeah.
else, man, on the project, I was floating on that. And the main thing I like about this joint, I had a lot more conceptual, even though it was
Okay.
themed, but I had a lot more conceptual records on here.
Yeah. Yeah. I did peep that. That's something I'm gonna talk about too later in the show, man. As far as those
Okay.
concept records. And
Yeah.
one thing, man, like you mentioned, working with that one producer, man, I feel like you just have a more of a cohesive sound. That's something that you always did. I always
That's
think about
important.
like I know you mentioned like far as Ray Robinson challenged you, but I remember like the project you did with J.R. Swift. Shout out to J.R. Swift, man. Which is crazy, man, because that's my first time hearing him. Then later I heard him, he produced from a Juicy J, Griselda and stuff like that, man. So shout out to
Yeah.
J.R. Swift, man. And a lot of those beats, man, I felt like, man, that kind of, was challenged you as well. And you killed it. And you killed those joints, man. So
Yo,
shout out to
thank you.
J.R. Swift as well,
Shout
man,
out to
which is
JR,
yeah,
man. We
man.
uh we
J.R.
just we recently linked up at in Virginia Beach for
Let's
the
go,
cook up.
man.
Yeah,
Let's
yo. So
go.
shouts to him
Yeah,
and
shout
Jamil Honesty on their Memoirs album, yo. Shout out to them.
Yeah, yeah, man, for real. So I definitely, man, want to go into the first track, right? The first track, man, is really dope, man. Gary Payton, Court Vision, man, and I love that track, bro. I feel like it's a great opener for the
Thank
album and the interlude as well. If I'm not mistaken, that's it's from when Gary Payton was talking about Hooks Mitchell. I think it's talking about Hooks Mitchell on that joint, right? Yeah, I
you.
know, man.
Yeah,
I
I
know.
like that. You did your
You know,
research. I like
yeah,
that.
man. I like talking about Hooks Mitchell, man.
Yeah, yes,
Bay
sir.
Area
Yes,
legend,
sir.
dog. So I remember that documentary, man, and I know Primo did a music for that documentary too, DJ Premier, man. So for Hooks Mitchell, but so I love hearing that. That caught me instantly, right? But also just the song, man. Talk about the creation behind that track, and also another question, right? You said a dope line. I want you to talk about this line as well. You never know. You
Okay.
mentioned on that joint, right? You said, let's battle for the Doom Dunks, which is my favorite dunks of all time. One of my favorite sneakers of all time, man. So talk about all of that, man, creating that track.
Oh man, I just felt like when I made that record that first of all, Gary Payton is a ill point guard and an excellent
Yo,
defender,
yeah.
and
Fact.
I felt like his court vision is crazy. Like he could see
Hmm.
everything, and that's why in the beginning of the record I said I could see everything, which Henson on just everything musically. You know what I'm saying? With like
Yep.
the local scene or what's going on, out there and with the
Yep.
cast that's established. Like I see everything. I see what's going on, man. And
Hmm.
it was just one of the records where I just wanted to show people that I got real busy. But mentioning the doom dunks, man,
Yeah.
Yo, those are one of my favorite dunks too.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I would love to get my hands on. And I remember there was a friend of mine. I remember seeing those dunks in person. This was
Mm-hmm.
years ago. This is back in Baltimore. They had a spot called PedX, and
Mm,
it was a friend of mine that he actually worked there, and he was fly as I don't know what. Like this was like
yeah.
when the blogs and the cool kids and stuff was popping, and boutiques was a real big thing in inner cities. Like you seen a lot of boutique streetwear
Yep.
boutiques popping up, and he was just so fly. And I remember one day he had the Doom Dunks, and I'm just like, yo, I need them off you, man. Like he wasn't trying to like tell me like how much you paid for them, whatever, yo. So that's why I hinted like, yo, let's battle for your Doom Dunks. In my mind, like if I was the like still be in my battle bag, in the cat
Yeah.
hats and Doom Dunks, I'm like, yo, F the money, man. Let's battle
Let's
for your
battle.
Doom Dunks, man.
Facts, facts, man. You know, those are that's a grail right there, man. I remember when I first seen them, and those joints is just was crazy, man. I seen them at a sneaker
Mm.
convention, man. And one of our homies had them on, man. Shout out to Joe, really, he had them on, and I was like, yeah, these is crazy in person, man. So,
You think
uh,
they'll ever reissue those? You think they'll ever return? Like you think they
I
won't
ho-
bring them back?
I hope so, man. I really do. I would love for them to reissue those joints. I feel like they dropped they did drop the De La Souls, right? And I feel like, far as the dunk craze that's going on right now, it's a perfect time. It's a perfect time because when you think
Absolutely.
about it, right, with Doom, if I'm not mistaken, Matt Villain, I think he just went gold or platinum or something like that, man. Like one of his projects just did. It's so many. He got so many new fans after he passed away. You know what I'm saying? So many new fans online, man, listening to Doom. Um, and I think it'll be a perfect time for it, man. It's great, man. Like
Yeah.
Doom, I think it's just his movement itself, right? When you think about the underground movement and a lot of the sounds that's going on, Doom helped pave the way for that. When you think about that, so I
Absolutely.
would love to see that, man. That's a gem. That sneaker right there is a gem itself, man. I would love to see
Absolutely.
that sneaker come back, man. Another standout track on the album, man, that I love and I want to talk to you about is James Bond Jr., man. You know, on that track, what I just love about your music itself, though, you never know, like your confidence, man. And you hear it. I feel like on that track, man, like you letting people know, like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm nothing to play with. You feel me? Like on this mic,
Yeah.
man. Like the penmanship is crazy on that joint, dog. So man, talk about that joint right there, man, and just what was your mindset with creating that track?
Man, initially that joint was supposed to be called it was initially supposed to be called Dunking Over a Motorcycle. That's why I put that in the
Okay,
hook.
okay,
Cause as I was a lot of times when I be writing and I be working on music, yo, I be having like background noise in the back, or I have like
yeah,
I'm watching something. So as
yep,
I was writing this, I was watching the M1 mixtape, and
mm,
the player, the main event, just so
was an
happened to be
event,
dunking over a motorcycle, and like just seeing that for kids that's out there watching, you just had to be in there. Like you just
hmm
had to be there, man. Like and seeing somebody dunking over a motorcycle while somebody's sitting on it, like it's crazy.
it's
It's
crazy,
nuts, man. And now that was just the feeling that I got when I wrote that record, man. Yeah.
yeah,
So initially, a fun fact. Initially, that was the beat. That's what the beat was called, James Bond Jr. But
mm,
I initially was going to change it to dunking over a motorcycle, and
okay,
then like as like before we went down and sent it to mixing whatever, I said, you know what, let's just keep it James Bond Jr.
hmm
And that's the same sample that Dilla used
it is.
for Mash.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, the
I
same.
noticed
Yeah,
that. I noticed that
yeah,
too. I was like, that's the same sample off
same
of Madge,
sample.
man, on
Yeah.
Donuts. Yeah, I
Yep.
noticed that.
Yep. Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
man, so I love that when I heard that. I was like, yeah, I like where he's going with that. Ray Robinson, man. You and him. I love that. Yeah, the chemistry and just the balance on that track, bro. So I love that
Appreciate that.
aspect. And a track that you mentioned earlier was Nip Tuck, right? And you mentioned on
Mm,
this album, it is more concept tracks. And that track is so real right now. I love how you mentioned, man, you talking about like, you gotta love yourself, you gotta love your body, right?
absolutely.
Um, and I think right now we see what's going on, the dangers of BBL, right? and you mentioned that in your song, man. Talk about what made you want to, make people aware of that particular issue and topic, and also discuss, the inspiration behind that track.
Um, because we're living in a time, um via social media, that
Hmm.
it's in your face constantly. Like,
Facts.
the algorithms
That's true.
is just in your face constantly. And
Constantly.
I remember growing up, like in the in the 2000s, that was unheard of. It was like if you
Yep.
grew up in the late 90s and going into the 2000s, and you seeing the video vixens, on BET or whatever, like they're naturally beauty,
Yeah.
naturally like
Hmm.
everything, physiques. So it was just like we came at a place where, I blame it on social media. Like people has put in a standard, a high standard on how you're supposed to look. Like people are
Hmm.
put standard of like dictating how you're supposed to look, how your body's supposed to be shaped, and or you won't get accepted unless you look like that. And then
Yep.
at the end of the day, truth be told, behind closed doors, you know they're looking like this, like really like beautiful in the limelight, but
That's
then at
real.
the end of the day, they taking all that off, and it's just like
Yep.
they're regular, yo. So it's like,
Yep.
who are you trying to impress, man? And
Press.
it was just one of the things where, I just wanted to stress to people that, yo, your beauty is beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you as a person is beautiful. Like, you don't need to inject, poison and all the types of craziness, or do wild surgery.
Yeah.
That's scary. Like, that's like,
That's
I don't know.
scary.
I feel like low key, when people do augmentations to they self, yo, like that's a different type of,
Hmm.
no, it's just a different type of energy, man. And that's kind of scary, and it's kind of wild, man. Like, I feel like, God created us, and you should
Yep.
embrace who you are. Man, ain't nothing wrong with just every now and then, like, and like do a little skincare
Yeah.
and little things. But when it comes to going underneath the knife,
Yeah.
that's, and then another thing, people go under the knife and they don't even take care of themselves
That's
after
true.
that. You go
Yes.
on this life, you do all this augmentation stuff, but you're not going to the gym. You're
That's
thinking that,
true.
well, you got to maintain that. You feel me?
Consistently.
So,
Yeah, you have
yeah,
to. You have
consistently. So,
consistently.
that was just one of the things where, again, it was a topic that was way left field, that the
Hmm.
average person who listens to my catalog wouldn't expect me to do. And
Hmm.
also, it challenged me as a writer to kind of get in
Yeah.
my bag and actually focus on, a real issue that's like really
Yeah.
happening. I can tell you, I have friends that I grew up with, you know that now I see them now and they don't even look the same,
Yeah,
because they
man.
went through all that, yo. It's just crazy,
Yeah.
man. So, more of the story: love yourself, man.
You
Love
love
yourself.
yourself. Yeah, I love that, man. I love that because we don't hear about the dangers of it,
No,
and
they don't talk
you
about it.
don't
Nah.
talk about that, man. You got people risking their lives literally. When they go under the knife when it
But
comes to
for
that
what?
procedure.
For what?
You're
You're
right.
doing that for Instagram likes, for gratification, like, and that's
Mhm.
psychological. That's
Yeah,
just
for
crazy,
gratification.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it could be addictive as well because when you get one particular surgery, you could get another one. Like I heard stories of that, man. It's addictive getting, going under the knife when it comes to that. So that I thought that was a really dope track, and also referencing the show Nip Tuck, man. That's a classic show, by the way. So
Yeah,
referencing
absolutely.
that joint, man, that's a good show, dog. So,
Yeah.
man, another great concept track, man. Right after that is Pistol Pete. Pistol Pete, man. I love that song, man, because once again, it's authentic, it's real, it's what we going through. We seeing mass shootings. I feel like we see one almost every week, right? Or hear about it through social media. And gun control is running at a wild rate right now, right? And you talk about that. You talk about, gun control in our community as well.
Mhm.
So and also I feel like you're paying homage to Nas. I gave you power. I love that, man. So, hearing that was really great, man. Hearing yourself from a perspective of a gun. So, talk about that trap Pistol Pete, man.
Man, yo, I appreciate you like
Yeah,
showing love to that joint for real, man.
yeah,
Cause that literally out of the whole album, that's literally my favorite record, man. Like
Yeah, I love
I
that joint.
love that. I remember when I wrote it, where I was
Hmm.
at when I wrote it, like what kind of juice I was drinking when I wrote it, like all the details, man. Because I was listening to Nas, I Give You Power a lot heavy. Shout out to
Yeah.
Iron Emperor, man. He actually put me down with it. And it's crazy when you get older. Like I didn't listen to It Was Written, when I was younger. So now
Okay.
as
Hmm.
I'm grown now, I'm like, dang, yo. And then when I heard that, and then when I heard about the story of how he wrote it, and DJ Premier was talking about it, I'm just like,
Yes.
yo, this is crazy. So I just wanted to, pay homage to Nas and put my own spin on it, and then also Pistol Pete basketball. Like I wanted to tie in to keep it themed like basketball
Hmm.
oriented, but also like kind of like of a double entendre or play on
Yes.
words, and
Hmm.
actually address the issue that's going
Hmm.
on now. Like with the lines I said, yo, I said I've been supported by. I said I've been here since the Civil War. My ancestors were part of the Civil War, tucked
Yeah.
away inside a North Face bubble goose, avoiding dark day. You know what I mean? Like all that
Yeah.
ties in together. You go from like the guns been around since the Civil War, and
Yep.
then to cats, kids running around with ghost guns and all that. Like it's
Yep.
just crazy. It's a never ending cycle, man.
Never ending cycle, man. And I love how you mentioned like, hey, like I'm sponsored by the NRA. You feel me?
Yeah,
You know
yo,
what I'm saying?
yeah,
Yeah, like
yeah,
all of
yeah,
that,
man. I
man.
was in my
So
bag on. I was in my.
yeah,
I was in
man.
my bag
That
on that, yo, yeah, for
that
real.
track was crazy, man. That was a
Thank
that's a
you.
that's a dope track, man. I love the concept, love the story as well, man. It was so fresh, man, and so new, and I think it's well needed, man. Like you touched on many of the issues on that particular track, man, that
But
we
but
all going
nobody's
through and
talking
seeing.
about that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Exactly.
that's the
Yeah.
thing. Don't get me wrong, man. Like I love the boom bap. I love the doop doop doop. I love the rest. I love
Yeah.
all that. Yo, I
Yep.
do, yo. Cause the hip hop side of me, but
Hmm.
I feel like that part of me breaking down of like what's really happened, like
Yeah.
the Suns is really hurting our community.
Yeah.
We're not talking about that enough, man. Like
Enough.
nobody's talking about it, man. I just feel like I know it's like kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of being hypocritical because even
Hmm.
though on the other end, I do listen to cats that talk about that who actually live that or
Yeah, me
glorify that,
too.
you know what I mean? But also, it's like, okay, we got to draw the line, and
Hmm.
somebody has to talk about that. Like, somebody has to
Yeah.
talk about, okay, yo, in real, it's entertainment, but yo, this is the root of the problem. Like, this is the elephant in the room that
Hmm.
this is really, poisoning our community, yo, with these
Yeah.
weapons, man.
Yeah, I agree with that, man. And I think, when you think about hip hop as a whole, right, and since the beginning, it came from the streets. And a lot of cats that was in
Yeah,
the streets always possess knowledge, street knowledge, right? You
right.
think about KRS-One, he from the streets. Big Daddy Kane was from the streets. He was Asiatic, the Asiatic man.
Yeah,
He was dropping gems. Rakim, even with his name, Rakim Allah. Cool G Rap, right? Regarded as one of the pioneers when it comes to street rap, right? Or even gangster rap, but he was known as the cool genes of rap. He still was giving you gems, giving you that
yeah,
balance. And I think in this climate that we are in now, you always have music that kind of reflect that. And you really don't have that music now that reflect what's going on in this political climate. And I mentioned this. I think I was talking to, forgot who I was talking to. I believe maybe it was Thurston Howe. Shout out to Thurston Howe the third when he was on the show recently.
mhm,
How I remember I was young. I don't think I was even. I was maybe, I don't know if I was even born when this came out. Maybe I was, right? But I remember hearing about this track later, right? When I got older, was on my way to Arizona by Public Enemy. It was about, the late John McCain, how he wasn't approving Dr. King's holiday. That was the last state. That was holding it up, right? And
wow,
PE made a song about that. You know what I'm saying? So I just
wow,
don't you don't hear a lot of that stuff that's going on right now being reflected in the music. We heard it. I feel like it was coming back in 2020. You never know. Whenever the lynching of George Floyd happened, the killing of Breonna
mhm,
Taylor,
mhm,
we heard a lot of songs reflecting those times. Right now,
mhm.
I feel like we need music to reflect the times that we are in because these times is getting spooky. So,
Yeah, man. But
um,
nobody's doing
yeah,
records like
yeah,
self destruction. You
that's
know what
what
I'm
I'm
saying? Like
saying.
nobody's
Yeah,
doing those type of records anymore, yo. Like
anymore.
again,
Yeah,
I understand people have ways of coping and dealing with stuff, man.
Yeah,
But again, like I said, yo, we need to address. It ain't all
yeah,
about partying and popping bottles all the time,
yeah.
yo. Like we're literally in spiritual warfare, and
Hmm.
warfare with what's going on, like what you see on social media and
Yeah,
all that, yo. So I don't know. I just try
yeah,
to do my
man.
part.
But I
You know
love
what
that,
I'm saying?
man. But I love how you mentioned that, man, and had that in your music with Nip Tuck, and also
Appreciate
with
that.
Pistol Pete.
Appreciate that.
Um, another legend on the hardwood court, right? Rafe Austin. Yo, when I heard the title,
Skip to
man,
my low.
Guilt to my Lou, dog, who is my favorite street ball player of all time, man.
Oh wow.
Absolutely love Rayford, man. I remember my brother was telling me about Rayford when he was at Fresno State, bro. And I was young. I was young. He was like, yo, this dude nice, bro. Like he a legend on the street ball court. It's before this social media. I was a little youngin'. And that's when I was really getting to b-ball. Then Rayford went to the league. Then I found out more about his street ball legend career. You know what I'm saying? I skipped
Mhm.
to my lose, man. So I love that track, man. And talk about just that track as overall, man.
Um, it was important for this record to have. I needed to name, like when I was working on the record and going through like different concepts.
Hmm.
I had a few, cats I could have paid homage to, what I'm saying, from the N1 mixtape,
Hmm.
like, Headache, Half Man, Half Amazing, Ayo, Hot
Yeah.
Sauce, what I'm saying, those type of cats. But I had to revert back to when I fell in love with the N1 mixtape, and it was volume
Yep.
one with Skip to
Yep.
My Groove.
Let's
I
go.
remember I remember I was in eighth grade, like going towards the ninth grade. I was in Fort Riley, Kansas, and this dude his name was Rocky, and he had the VHS tape, and he played it. We was in the teen center, man. He played that and had that joint, kept rewinding it. We just like amazing, like
Hmm.
yo, there's another way of playing ball, like other than
Hmm.
the
Yes.
NBA, the traditional organized ball, and just to match the soundscapes, the raucous soundscapes with it. Like what got my attention, I just remember when that tape opened up and it had the 1999 record with Tyler Quali, Sadat
And
X, like
comment. Yep.
produced by what I'm saying, hot yo, it was
High
so
tech on
ill,
the
yo.
beat.
It was so ill, man. So it was important for me to pay homage to
Hmm.
Skip, man. Everybody that played ball, everybody wanted to emulate him. Everybody wanted
Everybody.
to play this
Everybody.
because his game was so smooth, yo, and he was a beast on the court, yo, like organized, so he could cut it
Organized.
on and turn it off, man, when need to, man. But
We
yo,
need
shout out to
to.
Rayford, shout out to
Yeah, shout
Skip.
out to Rafer, man. Legend, man. I love that trap, bro.
Like,
And it's another trap, man, that really grew on me. You never know. And you know what? And I think, it might be one of my favorite, if not my favorite. I love Pistol Pete and I love T Elf as well, right? But man, I was playing this like consistently, dog. Just this past weekend, man, was Mood for It. Mood for It. Is it
oh,
strange?
strange. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yo.
yeah. Like,
Which of the video is dropping soon.
okay,
I'm dropping an animated video for that, yo. Yeah, by this
yo,
videographer from Australia, yo.
that's gonna be dope. That's gonna be ill, man. And I feel like you never know. And I'm like, man, I want to ask him doing an interview. When I was listening to the track multiple times, right, and I feel like correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like you're talking about the current times that we are in the music industry, right?
Oh
And
yeah, man.
like kind of like it's strange right now. Like for you to get a deal, they worry about your followers. And you mentioned that. Like they worry about your followers. And that's something that I went through as well, far as in this podcast game, right? Like you
Right.
could be the dopest cat, but they worry about that. And it wasn't like that once upon a time. We had A&Rs. Like if you had a talent, you was getting signed, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You had A&R that could develop the artists when it comes to touring, when it comes to their
Mhm.
show presence and stuff like that. But if your music was dope, you was getting looked at, right? And now we are in these times where it's not like that. We are in these times where they are signed AI artists and stuff of that nature, right? So, so yeah, was that behind your track when you was making it, like
Oh yeah,
reflecting those
absolutely.
times? Okay,
A-
yeah,
Absolutely, man. Just certain things I was touching on as far as I could dive into it. Like I had vinyl deals on the
yep,
table. You know what I'm saying? Where cats reached out to me and was like, "Yo, we want to work out a situation." I'm like, "I bet. Like, let's see what the numbers looking like."
yeah,
Then certain conversations, email conversations, went from that to
yeah,
because they worried
mhm,
about, oh, how many followers is this person going to sell out? Because that's another
yeah,
thing that is big, which I get, but it's like it's so it's so repetitive, yo. Like
hmm,
certain like vinyl labels are putting out an artist's work, whatever, and then within they drop it within like what 20-30 minutes, some joints are sold out, right?
yep,
Which is
right,
awesome, which is dope,
hmm,
man. But a lot of these vinyl labels are they just worried about your followers and how much
yeah,
man, like that's the risk that they taking, yo, instead of just just appreciating the talent, yo. And I'm not saying necessarily that a lot of them are like that, but I just know some of them that I've been
hmm,
approached by are really concerned about your numbers, what I'm saying,
yeah,
how and then when I touched on, I actually switched the lyric up, yo. I had to switch it up because I ain't want to like ruffle no feathers. But when
mm,
I said at the end, I was like 800 to compete. I'm still in disbelief.
yeah,
Me, and I switched that up. I was actually going to
okay,
say artist's name,
okay,
but I
gotcha,
ain't want to ruffle no feathers. You know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying? But
gotcha,
it was a situation where I reached out to said person, and
yeah,
so this artist is very well known on the underground tip, and he was actually doing touring. He was coming out
okay,
here to Baltimore, and I reached
yeah,
out, inquired about opening whatever, and his his man was like, "Yo, it's gonna be $800 to open up for this man." And I'm
mm,
like, huh? Like
yeah, that's
I
crazy,
wasn't
yeah,
feeling that. And then
yeah,
he tried to justify of why this investment was a great opportunity for me. You get what I'm saying? Like he tried to flip
yeah,
it on, saying that, oh yo, if you pay this much money and open up for this person, this is gonna open up such doors. Like, nah, man. Like the whole
nah, man,
been in this game
nah,
for a minute, yo. That's
yeah,
one thing I'm not doing. I'm not doing no payola.
yeah,
I'm not paying to open up for nobody, yo. That's dead, yo. So
yeah,
if you want
that's
me to
whack,
rock, yo, you either paying me or if it makes sense, I don't mind selling tickets if it makes sense. But nah, I ain't never paying to rock for
yeah,
nobody, yo. I got too
yeah, I
much
agree,
integrity and pride, yo, for that, yo.
yeah,
And
I
I'm
agree with
married,
that.
and I'm a husband. Like I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
Like,
we're not doing that, man. Like, come on now. We gotta be strategic now, especially cats
yeah,
that's
not
married,
doing
man. I
that.
understand
Can you
that. Hey,
imagine?
I'm
Can
married.
you
I'm married
imagine
as
me
well.
telling my wife, like, yo, wife, I'm about to spend $800, with taking stuff out of our, nah, man, that's crazy,
Nah,
yo.
that's
Make it make
crazy. That's
sense.
that's $800 that you could invest into your own career. You know what I'm saying? That's eight hundred
Facts.
dollars that you could invest as far as with promotion, marketing, studio time, in all that videos. Like,
Right.
like,
But how they try to kick it though, and that's why I be trying to like
dude,
put. That's why I be trying to put young dudes on game. Don't fall for that. Like
don't
they
fall for
they
that.
try they try to kick it like, okay, you're investing yourself. You paying this $800 or whoever the price point is to
Hmm.
open up for such and such artists. That's going to help your career. And speaking of that, yo, there's a lot of people that been. Yo, I'm gonna say it for the record, yo,
Yeah.
please stop scamming up and coming artists, man. And
Yo,
that's why we
facts,
wanted to talk about on Strange. That's why I was
facts.
talking about on Strange. Like
Yeah.
during COVID,
Oh,
yo,
COVID was crazy, dog.
during
Oh
COVID,
my.
I don't know if you experienced that during COVID,
Whew.
cats that was hitting me up saying they write for the Double XL and Hip Hop DX and
Yeah.
Billboard, and me being the unsigned hungry artist, I'm like, oh
Yeah.
snap, word. So
Yeah.
then cats start acting fugazi, start acting weird, man, asking for like $150 cash
Yes.
at the. It was scary
It was
times back
scary.
then, man. But
they scam cats from thousands and
it's
thousands of dollars,
crazy.
man.
It's still doing it.
They're
But you know
still
what?
doing it.
But you know what's crazy? It just makes you wonder. It makes you wonder: is the rap money really that?
No, it's not. It's not. I feel like during the pandemic, you never know. We seen that a lot of artists who said they was getting money or having this, having the material stuff like the jewelry is really
Right.
cloudy when the light hits it. And I seen that from the pandemic, man, from afar, just from social media because it's like cats was scamming just for thousands and thousands. Like the money dried up or they didn't have the money because when they wasn't doing shows we seen what was going on, right?
Oh yeah,
We
yeah. We
seen what's
seen it.
going on.
We
We
seen
seen
it.
it, man. We seen it. So they was basically like living check to check,
Yeah,
right? Check to check.
yeah,
You got
yeah.
to
They
think
was
about
living like a civilian.
like a civilian, bro. And a lot of these artists who is signed to major labels, they're not recouping. To be real, you know what I'm saying? If you sell a certain amount, like 20,000, 30,000 your first week, you're not recouping, right?
Nope.
Even artists who sell 100,000 the first week ain't recouping, depending on their
Nah,
contract.
not at
So
all. It's like the
uh
numbers ain't mathing.
we seen that, man. We seen that, man. I seen some people spoke up against it, some artists as well, man. But yeah, I didn't like that, man. I feel like you don't want to take advantage of the up and coming artists because they all was up and coming artists. You know what I'm saying? Still,
Before, yeah, you don't do
before
that, man.
you don't do that, man.
You
That's
don't
not,
do that, man. And
you
then
don't do
late,
that.
and then also like I know I'm going on a tangent. Also, cats. What I've been realizing too, man, is like this game is so crazy. If you reach out to somebody, say from like Shade 4 5, whatever, right?
Hmm.
If you reach out to them, like say if I reach out to them,
Yeah,
they'll try to play you and be like, oh, such and such, he ain't got a. Oh, he's just an artist that's trying to get on. Oh,
yeah,
he's hungry. Let's see what we're gonna do. We're gonna charge him 1K to,
yep,
to be on this platform. Like what?
yep.
Like nah, man. So that's what I'm starting to realize. Like if when you reach out to them, it's a different. They
It's
like
different.
you're putting. They're like looking at you like, okay, yo, the ball is in your court. We're gonna give you a
Yep.
price. It's gonna, we're gonna put it in your court. But it's all
Hmm.
about just being patient, keep putting the work in, and let them come to you, man. That's what I've
Yeah,
been
let them
working.
come to
I've
you.
been
Yeah, exactly. That's my mindset right now as well, man. With
yeah,
that,
man.
so
It's gonna
yeah,
come. It's gonna
it's
come.
gonna come regardless, man. So I love that you mentioned that as well, man. Like, it is gonna come, man. Far as with you put the work in, they gonna see and they gonna recognize it. So
Word.
I definitely agree with that 100%, man. Also, man, I want to talk about the last track, TF, right?
Okay.
That's a dope track. I love that. That's like that sample, man. If I'm not mistaken, like a jazz, kind of jazzy, like when you first hit play on that joint, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Talk about that track, TF, man, because that's a really dope one. I feel like that's a great way to end the album.
Yo, thanks, man.
Yeah.
TF, that was just like on some bar ish, man. But a lot of people that don't know that TF, I think it was TF 2000. That was the model of a basketball that was like
Okay.
used in colleges and also in the street ball. But that
Hmm.
was just again me paying homage to. It was important for me to like every record to at least pay homage to you know
Hmm.
whether it be certain names or certain terms on the street ball
Okay.
court. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm. I
yeah,
love that. I love that.
that's all it was with
Okay.
TF, man.
But
Yeah,
TF is crazy though. I love that trap, man.
thank
TF
you,
is a
man.
dope trap, man. Just the overall body of the album is really dope, man. I love that. Love how you use those themes, man. I really do, man. It's really the cover arts be dope. So I love everything behind it, man. So it
Thank
resonates
you,
with me
man.
because I'm a huge fan of basketball, huge fan of just sneakers and all that dope nostalgia stuff that we grew up on, right? So I love
Yeah.
hearing that, man. And not only that, you can play that with the kids. I was playing that with my 1 year old today, dog. So
Oh, that's
playing it,
dope.
man. Yeah,
That's
so I'm playing
dope,
it with
man.
them, man. So I always love that about your music too. You never know. Like you can play it with the kids actually, man.
Yeah,
So
yo,
yeah, you
yeah.
really can. You really can, man. So definitely, man, I want to talk about all right, when it comes to, one thing about you, you always get fly. And I think that's huge when it comes to your brand, man. When it comes to the presentation, like how you combine the fly stuff when it comes to your music, man, and also
Yeah.
just Instagram when you take pics, when you be at the shows, man, you always be fresh, always have something fly on, bro. It could be something vintage. some streetwear. Like I love how you combine all of that, right? So
Thanks,
when it
man.
comes to sneakers right now, right? What sneakers that you've been feeling right now? You never know. I see that you got a pair of Air Max ones in the background right now,
Oh
man.
yeah, oh these things right here.
I see you,
These,
man.
you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like yeah, these joints. I haven't wore
crazy.
these in a minute, yo. These are the denims safari joints. And the crazy
Yeah,
part was, yo, these joints was sitting. Like a lot,
man.
yeah, they was sitting. That's another thing, yo. Like a lot of people, as I'm getting older now, I know the last conversation that we had,
Yes,
I was on, Jordans and all that. But look, I'm getting older, man,
yes,
and I'm getting older, man. I like to be fly, but also I want to be
yes.
comfortable too.
Comfortable,
So,
man.
I've been on like Saucony's lately.
Man.
Saucony, New Balance,
Woo!
these joints right here. These are the
Jeez,
compasses.
those are
These
crazy. And they've been
wifey, she got a
killing
pair
stuff,
too.
man. Yeah, they've been killing, bro. Far as just their brand as a whole, man, with J Tips, shout out to J Tips, man. He dropping us something
Yeah,
new.
man.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Did you hear about the are you a member of Costco's?
No, so I'm not a member of Costco's. No, I'm not.
But you heard about the Costco dunks they dropping this holiday, right?
Yeah, so
From the brand.
I did hear about those, man. And I feel like with Costco's, man, they've been showing love to the community, man. I know when the Target boycott happened, a lot of us went to Costco's because they was like, hey, we rocking with DEI. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah,
So shout out to
yeah. So
Costco. So seeing them do that with Nike, that's gonna be crazy. That's gonna be crazy right
yeah,
there.
yeah, I'm looking forward to that, man. Like
Yes.
already, me and wifey already talked about it. Then the crazy thing is, I got wifey on the sneakers now. You know what I'm saying? Like when I like
That's
when
hey,
I
that's
get
dope.
something, she gotta get something.
That's
But
something.
now it's to the point where I'm like, yo, you know what I'm saying? These Jordans is like, you know what I mean? Like
Yo,
these Jordans,
The
like
Jordan's going for 200.
yo, I'm
200
like
on.
yo, so I gotta get two pairs. Like
You
yo,
gotta get two there?
like
That's
yo,
four. That's
this.
400. That's damn near 400 almost.
I
And
got so and yo, big shout outs to sneaker politics, yo. Like
shout out to Sneaker
I'm
Politics.
not a fan. I'm not afraid to tell people to hit up the sale rack,
Oh
yo. Like
yes,
hit up the sales, son. Like
yes.
the sales, people be sleeping, man.
Sleeping.
Like they really be sleeping on joints, yo.
Yo,
Wifey, she got these from me for my birthday.
those crazy New Balance. Yo, man. Listen,
Yeah, the 90s,
yo,
60s,
man.
yo.
Those is crazy. My wife, she fell in love with New Balances. You never know. Like
Okay.
that's her thing right now. So actually they
They're comfortable.
comfortable, man. They are so and fly. They so fly, man. I got my balances as
Yeah.
well, man. So I mean 990s, 550s, 650s. Yo, like all them
Mhm.
joints is hard, bro. The 992s. I mean, yeah, New Balances are killing it. They are killing it right now, dog. So you right, man. Got the awake joints. Yo, the hey, dog.
Hold on. These ain't the ones you're thinking about. The fives. They ain't the
Okay, are they the
fives.
ones? The y'all that's oh they're the airships. The airships. Okay, the airships.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yup. Yup. Now I wore these when I opened up for KRS-One this
That's
past fall,
crazy,
man.
dog.
And yeah. Then now yo, what's crazy is a lot of people say that the ones is as far as like
Yeah.
comfortable, like they're like not that comfortable, but these are really
Mm,
comfortable. Like they're really comfortable, surprisingly, man. So
the awake
yeah,
joints,
but
man.
yeah, the way they did the packaging, like they got the box packaging was crazy, yo. Like yeah, the details, and that's another thing I like about sneakers now, man. Is sneaker collabs is the detail that they put into the sneaker
Yes.
from the
Yes.
packaging to the little accessories, man.
Crazy.
That's
It's so
important,
important,
man.
man. I love
That's
that,
important.
man. So yeah, that's really dope, dog, to see, man. And also, man, like just the collaborations. I love that because what I'm seeing now, you got a lot of people doing collaboration. They not the quote unquote mainstream superstar. You know what I'm saying? And it's so many different other brands giving people opportunity, man. And I love to see that from J Tips with Saucony, which one? Joe Fresh Goods.
Mhm.
You know, Joe,
Joe Fresh
killing
was
it right now,
killing it.
man. So And when he started doing his collaboration with New Balance, a lot of people didn't know about him unless you unless you know was aware of streetwear and stuff like that, man. And now he's damn near like a
Right.
household name. You know what I'm saying? So I love seeing that, man. Seeing my man Terminology did a couple collaborations with Union, with the UN Athletics,
Okay.
yeah, man. Terminology, his company, Good Dead Game. Shout out to my man Term. So
Oh
yeah,
wow, that's
man.
a
So
stuff.
I love to see that. I love to see, people doing their thing right now, man. I know I just seen Five Mice just dropped the independent sneaker himself. So Goods dropped his
That's
own
dope.
sneaker. So I mean, I love seeing people stepping out on their own and also with the collaborations, man. That's really dope, man. So I love to see that aspect of it. And I think we're gonna see more of that,
Mm,
man, because I'm starting to see like they start collaborating with people who actually love the culture, you know what I'm saying? Just the sneaker culture
yeah.
as a whole, right? So that's really dope, man. So far as with Playground Legend, right? That's out right now for
Mm,
everyone. By the way, go get that joint. It's available on all streaming
get that.
platforms.
Get
It's on your
that.
Bandcamp too, because I know it released on Bandcamp first, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah.
Yeah, we released it on Bandcamp on my
Okay.
birthday, on the 27th, and we kept it on there. I mean, it's still on there, but we wanted to push. We wanted people
Hmm.
to really support, and we, really was pushing the Bandcamp for like
Yeah.
2 weeks, and then we decided because
Yeah. Convenience
convenience.
for sure.
Everybody wants to
Yeah.
Spotify and Tidal and I, so we
Yeah.
get that, yo. So I couldn't be that
Yeah.
selfish,
Yeah, but I
but
love that though. I love that route, man. I know my man Eddie Kane did that route for his Play for Keys. He dropped it on Bandcamp first and dropped it on the streaming platforms like 2 weeks later. And I know Rob Marciano was one
yeah.
of the first artists I seen kind of did that. And that was really great, you know what I'm saying, for the exclusive. Go on the website, gonna drop it again, later on the streaming platform. So um
Mhm.
got the Playground Legend out, right? And you've been doing a lot of
All
shows,
right.
man. A lot of shows and stuff like that, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, talk about that, man. Like you mentioned, open up for KRS-One. Talk about just
Mhm.
doing a show because I know it's different from doing like an actual, being in the studio, man. So, talk about that aspect, man, and how dope that's been for you.
That's like one of my favorite
Hmm.
things to do, man, as opposed to writing
Hmm.
rhymes and just exercising on the pen and pad. I love doing shows, yo, because I feel like MCing is important. That aspect is important. Shout out to Little Brother,
Oh,
like
D.
they inspired, yeah, they inspired me to be a better
Hmm.
showman. You know what I mean? Like when I seen them cats perform the first time, it was in 2000 and I believe it was 2008. It was with the Roots, Lupe Fiasco, and they was at the Lyric in
Wow.
Baltimore. And yo, just seeing them brothers work that stage, it was crazy, man. I was like, yo, if I am performing, yo, if I'm not sweating, if I ain't putting that work in, I feel like I did the people that's watching me a disservice.
Hmm.
You get what I'm saying? So MC is important, yo. The next show that I have coming up, I'm actually rocking November
Okay.
14th in Catonsville. Is for the Fall Fest, which I do have tickets. So if people are
Yeah.
watching, DM me. The tickets is 20. Yeah, it's gonna be a dope time. Just dope hip
Yeah.
hop artists from the local community, man. Um, yeah, man. That's the latest
Yeah,
thing I
man.
got
That's
going
dope.
on. Is just that.
That's dope, man. That's
Yeah,
dope, dog. And
yo.
I love seeing that, man. I know I seen the clip. You was at the LB show, man. You had the vinyl too, man. So that was dope, dog. Like seeing
Yo,
that,
that was
man.
crazy.
Yeah, that was ill.
That was crazy, yo. Cause I'm at the end of the day, I'm just a fan.
Yeah,
Like I'm an
for
MC,
sure.
but I'm a fan first, yo. And I remember we was at the Howard Theater, and I remember having a vinyl on me. I was the only person, because mind you, the show was
Yeah.
sold out. I was the only person there with the Chitlin Circuit
Hmm.
vinyl. And Cass was like, "Yo, you got the vinyl, whatever." And shouts out to Wifey, man. Wifey came through in the clutch to get that joint
That's
signed.
hard right there. That's hard.
She came through in the clutch. Like she was not. she was not letting up. We was in the front row, and I'm like holding it up, like trying to get Big Pooh and Fontane's
Yeah.
attention. Now Sean Dawn signed it
Damn,
first,
Sean
but
Don
yo,
was there. Wow.
yeah, Sean Dawn was
That's
working the merch
dope.
joint, yo. Like Sean Dawn spit
Yeah.
nasty with the
Yo,
rhymes too.
I was just listening to
Yeah.
Sean Donner album Carnage. That's crazy. I was listening to it 2 weeks ago. You never know. 2 weeks ago.
Ooh, you brought
Yeah,
it
I was the
back.
Carnage.
Carnage.
Now,
Shout out to
shout out to
Sean
Sean
Dawn,
Don, man.
man.
Sean Don.
Shout out to
I was
Sean
going through the
Dawn.
whole Justice League crate, dog, about 2 weeks ago, man.
Bro,
Oh
wasn't that
man,
such
it's a
a
great
great
time,
time? Like
man.
that whole
Oh
Justice
my
League?
goodness, it was such a
Bro,
good time, dog.
like
But they
oh,
really did, man.
like
They music, it resonated, man.
yo.
Resonated with me so much, man, during that era, dog. And
Mhm.
I feel like it was just like us. I really do, man. I feel like it was just like us. They made music just for cats like us, man. That's one thing I loved about them, man. So, I was just thinking about, man, like I never seen Little Brother perform in person, but I seen Big Pooh perform. He came down to Nashville years ago. It was him,
Okay.
Kids in the Hall, Murs, Joe Scudder, and Sean Don was there too. And Sean Don was working the merch as well there, and he performed with Big Pooh. Then I seen Fonte later. When Fonte came down to Nashville, he was just by himself, just solo. This when he first dropped his first solo album, and he came down here, man. So I
Okay.
seen them, but I didn't see them all together at one time. You know what I'm saying? So I got to see them together.
This is literally little. This was literally my was it my third time seeing Little Brother? Yeah, it was my third. Yeah, it was my third time seeing them. If I can remember, but they came down when they announced the tour. They came down to Baltimore for Artscape, and I was super
Yeah,
hyped. I was super
yeah,
hyped. I was
man.
like, man, it was not a great performance. Not on their end, just with the
Sound, yeah,
sound and. I'm going crazy, and I'm like, "Yo, do y'all know who's
yeah,
on the
yeah,
stage right
brother.
now?" And everybody was just like looking like who are these cats, yo? So that kind of like did something to
Yeah,
my spirit. And I'm like, yo, if they are going to be on tour from one last time, I
yeah,
can't
can't
go
go out
out
like
like
that,
that. Like
man.
I
Yeah,
can't. I can't. So when they put out the DC date, I was there. I was like, yo, I can't
yeah,
miss this,
man.
yo. Nah, not at
Shout out
all,
to the
yo.
LB fam, man, little brother, man.
Shout out to
Yeah, dog. So
LB.
that was dope seeing that, man, because like you mentioned, man, like we still fans. We still fans and still love, you know, hip hop as a whole. So seeing that's dope, man. I love seeing that,
Yeah.
man. So that's it.
Remember Legacy, yo?
Legacy was crazy. Him, Median, Median was crazy too, man. He
Man, yo, Medium was
ridiculous, man.
ridiculous. The Medium's release
Woo,
album
was
was
crazy. My brother had that album, man, on
oh
CD, bought it and everything, dog. So yeah, man. So
wow.
like that
Good
whole Justice
times.
League was crazy. Darren Brockington, singing. He was nice with it, man. Like they
Yeah.
had everything, bro. They had everything. They
They had
really did.
everything, yo. Independent,
Independent,
like
man.
everything,
Independent,
yo.
dog. So, man, the LB film, that was a dope moment, man. That was a dope moment during that time frame, during the blog era and everything, man. So many great classes came
Yeah,
from the
man.
era and also just from Justice League as a whole. So that
Yeah,
was dope, man. That
yeah,
was really dope. So you never know what's the future projects. Is anything that you currently working on next, man? I know you just dropped Playground Legend, so I didn't know if you
yeah.
want to spill any information that you're working on, in the future.
Oh yeah. Hey man, hey, I'm constantly working. It don't stop because I love this music
Yeah,
so much, man. Like even when I be like, yo, I need to take a break. Like just something always
yeah,
comes up that inspires me, or somebody wants to work with me. I'm always, literally, always
yeah.
down to work, man. But I'm currently working with this producer from
Okay.
Philadelphia, Filth
Mm.
Spector. He's with the Flip the Beat Society. He's part of that crew collective that
Oh,
DiBiase
damn, dope. Yeah.
created for SP404 guys, and he's actually a top shelf premium
Damn.
alumni. Like he did a top shelf premium beat set, whatever, from Philadelphia. Dope producer, yo. And we got a project. It's finished actually. It's just going through
That's
the mixing
dope.
and mastering stage. It's called Stephon Barberry. Yeah, we
I'm excited
dropping
for
that,
that. I'm excited for that.
and then
Marbury.
this dude, producer name, well, he's the
Okay.
MC, but his producer name is Jex Armor, and he goes by Sice Greeny. He's from Queens, New
Mm.
York, and we got an EP called
That's
Weber. I'm
hard.
working on that, and then Good Food Music. We plan on dropping an EP called Grandmama. So yeah, we,
I
we
love
got we
that,
got some
man. I
joints
love
lined
that,
up.
dog.
Yeah,
I love
yeah,
that.
we got some
Yeah.
joints lined up. So we're looking at we're trying to drop stuff on Barberry towards the end of the
Okay.
fourth quarter of this year. And then the rest of the two projects we plan on getting them joints rolling for
I love that, man. That's
2026.
dope, man. I love that. So I'm looking forward to that, man. Um, Another thing
Thanks,
too
man.
before we go, man, is that I know you mentioned the features. I know you did something, man. I think it was earlier this year. It's from a producer, it's international, I believe. I think it's from overseas. I forgot what it was, man. You was
Yeah.
on his album. You was on it.
They're called Yeah, they called Spice
Yeah,
Programmers, Spice Programmers, and
yeah,
Walu. Yeah, shout out
yeah.
to
That was
them, man. They're
from
from
Paris, yeah.
Paris. They
Yeah,
from Paris, man. Yeah, yo. That was yo,
yeah,
AB. That was really dope, man. I'm gonna make a
yeah.
long story short, yo. So what happened was how I first connected with Walu. My wife and I, we was living on a different part of town, and our apartment got flooded.
Mm, dang. Yeah.
Right, apartment got flooded, and I was, apartment got flooded, and I was out of a job for a month. I was
Mm,
unemployed
okay.
for a month. You know what I'm saying? So my wife was on her, she was, going to the gym or whatever, and we had to actually, get a hotel. Luckily, we had renters
Yeah.
insurance. We had to go to a hotel, whatever. So she's going to the gym, and this is right when Concords came out. She's going to the gym, whatever. I get a DM from
Mm,
Walu. It hits me up. Was like, yo, and mind you, I ain't have no bread. I had no
yeah.
money. Yeah, was like, yo, I love your work, yada yada. I would love to work with you. How much? Like, what's your rates? Like out the gate, like, what's your rate?
Wow.
And I'm like, yo, and it was just like, yo, you see how things work. Like
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer of God, and he put things
Yes.
in your lap to kind of see, okay, what you're gonna do. I know you're feeling down in this
Mm-hmm.
season, but what you gonna do with this when I bless you? You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
And that's when we did comments. I never forget. He sent me the beat, and mind you, all this, like, our apartment is still flooded. Sent
yeah.
me the beat. And I wrote that record in the hotel room. Comments, yo. I wrote that joint, yo, and everything that I was saying in there when the cleaning lady, like, she came in the room while I was writing. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm,
stuff like that. Like, yo, real ish, man.
that's
So
real.
shout out
That's
to
real.
Kawhi Lou, and shout out to the
Yeah.
whole Spice programmers. Like, they support my music so much, man, and
That's
they
dope,
show
man.
mad love. And I'm actually working on some new joints with them too, yo. So
That's dope.
that's
That's
coming
dope,
up as
man. Yeah,
well.
that was dope, man. So that was a blessing right there, man, for sure, bro. I
Absolutely,
love
man.
that, man. I
Yeah.
love that. Yeah, man. And one another thing too, man. Before we go, you never know.
All right.
You tried out the homie Vic Spencer on the joint on the album too, man. I
Yo,
heard, yeah.
shout
Yo,
out to
shout out to
Vic
Vic.
Spencer.
Shout
I
out to
just
Vic,
picked him
man.
up. Shout out to him. I know he just dropped a project. I
Yes,
just picked him up.
trees are undefeated. It's
Yeah, yeah,
crazy.
yo, that dude's crazy with it.
Yeah,
And
man.
like, low key, yo, I don't know if he's gonna be watching this, but
Yeah.
he's one of he's one of the biggest inspirations as far as,
Yeah.
like, now to
Hmm.
be like, yo, it's okay to embrace your age and keep doing it.
Yes.
You know what I'm
Keep
saying?
doing it.
Like, I honestly feel like Vic Spencer has cut the stereotype of,
Hmm.
like, you're never too old to be doing this hip
Never.
hop bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, who put that in the atmosphere? Like, yo, oh, you gotta
Yo.
stop rhyming when you're 50. You gotta stop,
Yep.
like, that's the freaking society. Like, nah,
Yep.
nobody's telling Rolling Stones and man, and Aerosmith, you know what I mean? Like, they've been
You're
doing
right.
this for years. It's
For years.
always with the hip hop community, and the people be thinking that, okay, it's a young man's game. Like, nah, yo, the older you get, yo, you might learn something, because cats
Right.
get busy when
You
they
might
get
learn
older,
something.
yo.
For real, man. I mean, it's like red wine. The older it gets, the better it gets with time. It
Yeah, I'm
really
telling
is,
you,
man.
man. So
Yeah,
shout
man.
out to Vic
Yeah.
Spencer, who I
Shout out to Vic,
definitely want to
man.
work with him. I definitely
Yeah.
want to work with him in the future, yo. But he always, just from watching them, he's always had that confidence of just like, yo, yeah, so what? I'm older, yo. I'm nicer than you.
Exactly.
What's
It
up?
nice. Yo, Vic is so nice, man. Like he's one of my favorite rappers, man, and just that whole culture of Chicago, just I'm really immersed in, far as well, a lot of dope artists. Like people think about Chi-Town, they think about drill music, right?
Right.
But think about some of the best lyricists come from Chicago. Lupe, Common, Twister.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, like just to name a few, right? Then you got the lot of other artists right now that's doing their thing in Chicago. From Vic, like Vic put me on to the Little People, which is Rufus Sims and Jay Hayes. They are dope, man.
Okay.
Panamera P is crazy. Jujilla, I just interviewed Jujilla just last week. Jujilla dropped like 3 projects this year, all crazy. You never know. So I mean, Vic, man, he's he's
Is it
he's one
what's
of
the
a
name?
kind.
Is it Fillmore Green? Not to cut your wisdom off.
Yes,
Is
Fillmore
Fillmore Green?
Green.
He
Yes, from
nice
Chicago.
too.
He's
Yeah, he
nice.
nice too.
He's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
So it's so many dope cats, man. But Vic, man, he's one of the guys, man. I feel like is like one of the pioneers of the sound, man. And I love like he keeps getting better with every project, man.
Yeah, yo.
And
And it's
he's
crazy.
crazy with it, man. And he brings me back to a time when you could have fun with hip hop, right? Like Redman. I always tell Vic, like you remind me of like he have his own style. But if I had to say, hey, comparing to someone, Redman, because Redman dropped those dope punchlines, dope raps, but he also was funny. He made it
Yep.
fun, dog. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying?
Yep.
And one
Yep.
thing I love about Vic, Vic is so authentic, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like he gonna tell you what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? And his life as well. You feel me? Like, he
Yeah.
gives back to the community. He works in the community as well, man. So, yo, man, shout out to the homie Vic, man. Vic,
Shout out
Vic,
to Vic
Vic is one of
Spencer,
those
man.
ones, man. He's one of those
Word.
ones, man. So, yo, I want to say thank you, Never Know, man, for coming on the
Well, thank
show,
you.
man. As always, bro. Yo, when that Stephon Barberry joint come out, dog, please let me know, man. Let me know. Keep me in tune, man. We gotta bring you back on the show, man.
Got you.
Stephon Marbury, man, is one of my heroes in b-ball. Him and AI,
Okay.
like that's why
Okay.
that's the reason why I'm a Knicks fan. You never know because of Stephon. When Stephon got traded, I was like, yeah, I became a Knicks fan. I became a
That's
Knicks
what's
fan,
up.
dog,
That's
instantly.
dope.
When he got traded, bro, that became my favorite team. So, man, thank you once again, man. Thank you for all that you've been doing, bro. You've been dropping dope projects, man. Love to have you consistent, man, and
Thank you.
always dropping, dog. And not only that, man, staying true to your craft, bro. Like I see it, man. I see you with the cassettes. Far as with the last project that you did, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man.
And I
Like with
got
the
I got these
Concord.
too, yo. I
You
got a
got the
few of these
shirts.
left.
Okay, I didn't know
Yeah,
that. I didn't know that.
these yeah, the Concord t-shirts, man. I got a few sizes left and this is a
Okay,
medium, large, and XLs, man. Yo, holla
okay.
at me, yo. Yeah.
Yeah, man, for sure, dog. I didn't even know that. So, yo, okay, I'm gonna let the people know as well. DM, my man, you never know, man. You want a Concord shirt? So, are you making any merch for Playground Legend as well? Is that gonna come out?
Yeah, we're
Okay,
actually doing tape cassettes with indie label Little Headbutt from Chicago.
yeah,
They always been supporting me. So
that's dope.
shouts out to them. Yeah, we got something special. And
That's hard.
I'm also doing a limited number of action figures too for Playground Legends.
Mm.
Like some Lego
That's
action
gonna be that's
figures,
gonna
yo.
be
So
dope. That's gonna be dope, dog. Yeah,
yeah,
man. So I
yeah.
love I love that, man. So man, thanks for coming on the show. You never know, man. As always, bro. Man, keep doing your thing, and thanks for everyone for tuning in. And also, like I mentioned, you can follow You Never Know at You Never Know Hip Hop on Instagram, and also check out all his catalog on all the streaming platforms. Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, and also his Bandcamp as well. So check it out, man, and go listen to Playground Legends. Definitely one of the best projects this year. Love the theme, love everything about it. Shout out to Ray Robinson too, man. Ray Robinson's
Yeah.
crazy, man. So
Man,
shout out to Ray
shout out to
Robinson.
Elijah Marsalis for mixing mastering the project too,
Yo,
man.
shout out to Logic, which he did Concourse as well. Logic Marcellus
Yeah, yeah, he did
crazy.
Concord.
He
Yeah,
did
Elijah
Concourse.
Marsalis. He's a
Yeah,
beast, yo. He's one
he's
of them. He
nice.
got to come outside, yo. He hiding. He got to come outside, yo.
Be nice with it, man. So shout out to Logic, man, Logic Marcellus, man. And also thanks to everyone for tuning in. Everyone, peace, live and love life.